You won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest?
Rabbit, jabber, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, jabber, rabbit.
Hello, we are very, very excited here at PropDog because the Smoke Watch Pro by the wonderful João Miranda has just arrived with us. So we're going to do a little unboxing and give you our first impressions.
Say João again.
João Miranda.
Right, come on, I'm excited by this. Go on.
Don't know how his mother says it, but hopefully it's similar to that.
Can I do the cellophane?
Yeah.
This is my.
You can do the cellophane if I get the smell. Oh, factory fresh.
Let me push.
Oh wow! Push.
Look
And
at
there
that.
we go.
That's quite a nice box, actually. I'm not.
Well, all of João's boxes are very nice. His packaging's very good.
Yeah,
I will
that
say
is
that
nice.
about.
It's a nice box.
Yeah.
Which I guess you're going to keep. You're going to keep it in there, aren't you? So how much is it, by the way?
It's about £300, I think. It's not cheap, but Smoke Watch Pro. Let's make sure we're not revealing any instructions.
Password, so
let's get rid of that.
Don't want to reveal that password. Oh, Jason. No, I think right.
Oh, it's a beautiful picture of João's family.
Is it? Oh, we shall send him a picture of the PropDog family in return.
Thank you for choosing our magic. We do our very best to continue to meet your expectations, João Miranda. That's very sweet,
Well,
isn't it?
it's probably his team, not his family.
I know, I was joking.
Oh,
of course,
okay.
it's the team that worked on the product. But here, ladies and gents, is the watch.
What's that?
So that is the charge dock.
Oh.
So it's got remote charging. I'm going to come around here and show the guys. It's got remote charging. Excuse the other camera if you can see it.
Yeah, I wanted to.
There we go. So it's got remote. Hopefully, I'm on the screen. You've got remote charge dock here and the actual watch itself, which looks quite similar to a very, very, very famous brand of.
My Smoke Watch is way better. No. It's way better. Way better.
Oh dear, I'm not sure I should. Oh, okay. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Smoke Watch. Yeah.
Very good.
Cheaper.
Okay, I see that it's definitely not a watch. Okay, I can see why that isn't. It's never going to work. It's this. This comes off, does it?
Yeah, don't take it off.
Okay, that bit comes off. Okay, so it's like binding you.
Come on, let's have a look, Ben. Let's have a
Let's see.
look.
Well,
Crikey, there's some bits to
let's
that.
see
aren't there?
let's see your watch compared next, because it's obviously trying to look.
Like an Apple Watch, I
Let's hold it
guess.
so it doesn't all fall apart.
Yeah,
So
I mean, why is that like that? That
it's
must
a bit
be
bigger, isn't it? Is it? So it's a bit bigger.
Yeah, it's very similar to the first one. His first Smoke Watch is very similar.
Oh right, okay. It's a nice shape.
It looks like a watch, doesn't it?
Yeah, obviously you've got your protective film over it as well, which
Yeah.
when you take that off, it'll look a bit posher as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. So that's the device that
There's a
goes.
little on-off button.
Oh, okay.
So you've got on-off button, you turn it on there, and you can turn it on by the crown on the new one, which you couldn't do on the first one.
Right, okay.
And this one, the battery is actually in the watch itself, rather than the strap like the last one.
So this is for if you don't want to obviously touch the watch, you pretend to.
Yeah, is there not a case on the
You
bottom
just
on
sort
this
of-
one?
Well, there is. This is
Well,
what
there
I
is.
mean.
It's just.
I presume it's just come off then. Yeah, it's got to be very easy to take
Accessible.
on and off.
Yeah.
Easily accessible. That's the word.
Let me rebuild it.
So we are going to do a review of this, guys. This is just an unboxing that will probably go at the start of the review. So if you're watching this, stay tuned because we will be heading to the
This is
review
quite solid.
very, very
The
soon.
problem with this is if we dem it, we can't sell it to a new unit, and it's one of those things that's quite expensive if you're going to have one to dem for one video and lose a lot of money.
So that's where the smoke comes out there.
Yes.
So that's your wrist.
Which I actually like this because you're not filling around with a tiny bit of glycerin in the top part here and having it travel down like the Sans Mines one did. So Sans Mines, everything was in here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you had a tiny little tube where the smoke had to go down there, which limited the amount of smoke you can actually get out of the actual device.
Plus you've got a small.
With this one, all the electronics is in here, okay, with the tiny wire that goes down there, and your actual pot where the fluid goes is large. It's larger, in fact, than the Smoke 2.0, which means you should get a lot more smoke. Sorry, the Nothing 2.0, which means you should get a hell of a lot more smoke in it. And the coil is easily accessible, so I'm presuming you can get new coils for it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really, really nice, which they've thought out well, which I'm impressed with, is the actual smoke coil itself is removable. Look, so if you just take that off, thank you very much. It's actually removable, so you can unplug it there. So I'm sure if you get any issues with it, you just unplug that. I'm not going to pull too hard, but you unplug that snaps off,
Get a new.
get a new one, pop it back in, which is a big improvement on the first version, I must admit.
Right. Okay. So Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because the first thing we had a customer in today that is a big fan of anything electronic, and his one trepidation with it was, I'd like to see it because I'm not 100% how much smoke is going to come out, so it's kind of needs someone to show it.
I can tell, looking at the size of the reservoir in there, or not the reservoir, the space that will...
Yeah, the amount of space.
It will be a reservoir once you put the glycerin in, that you should be able to get quite a bit of smoke depending on how much glycerin you put in.
Right.
So obviously getting on is a little bit tricky if you're like Alex.
You can't follow
let me have a go put on.
I haven't got a watch.
Sure, you didn't wear a watch, do you?
No.
People like me are used to putting watches on, you see.
Bonsal's in there straight away.
There you go. So
Straight
that's the pro.
away.
That's the pro. I was being too careful with it.
I'm actually surprised at how hidden the actual reservoir
Blimey.
is as well. Like. So I was
Gonna
worried
go
that
up to the
might
camera
really
then.
show.
Hang on,
Yeah, let's come up to the camera.
I literally can't see that.
Yeah, I was worried that the reservoir might show really clearly, but it doesn't. You can see on there that it's very well hidden. Okay. Now the way I've got it on at the moment is possibly upside down. That's the way I would normally put a watch on, but possibly upside down because the reservoir
Maybe you can turn it around.
is that side. No, it isn't actually. No, it is that side. No, my bad. Yeah, it is right. I've got it the right way. It's so well hidden. You see, I can't actually see down the reservoir. Holding my hand like that, you've got to really open up to see it. So I'm presuming. Now look, this is one little worry. See where that little heating coil is there?
Is it gonna?
I'm worried that might get hot on there. So we'll have to play around with that and have a look at it. But there again, we haven't watched the instructions with it yet, so there might be something in the instructions that says don't do it this way or that way. But yeah, I'm looking at a flap of my skin there, possibly hitting that coil. But again, we'll watch instructions and let you know on that. But other than that,
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised because that would look like a watch I'd happily wear.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed so far.
I'd happily wear, and no one would blink an eye.
I mean, the first version looked brilliant. It looked really nice, but it was as unreliable really as a Sans Mines one. Although Sans Mines was just everything was falling apart in it. This one, it just didn't work. But yeah, so far I'm impressed.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm still excited.
I'm really excited about it because in my show I have a moment where I jokingly talk about a child setting something on fire, and I've got a nothing to point to device installed in a tube, and at the same time I'm pressing the remote with the side of the tube as I'm holding it, so the smoke's coming out the top. But it's a faff because I've then got to remove the device before doing my revelation of the sweets at the end. So having a watch, even though I've got an Apple Watch, I would probably just put this on in the show because I could just hold the tube like I would, and the smoke would just be coming from behind the tube and looking like it would smoke. So when I saw this, I was very excited, thinking it was going to be maybe a very expensive solution to what is a 30-second part of my act. But yeah, it looks good.
It's expensive compared to something like Nothing 2.0.
How much is Nothing 2.0?
120, yeah.
So you've got to look at things, do you want to have that cleanliness? You could just put a Nothing 2.0 under your watch. Nothing 2.0 though has been rather unreliable. The first batch was brilliant, but recent batches, a lot of them have been returned. Is this going to be similar? The fact they haven't had to miniaturize this part is good. Most smoke devices have had problems because they've had to miniaturize this part. Okay, and that's the part that becomes unreliable. The fact that everything inside the watch is just the electronics and the power source for that, and the battery is actually removable or exchangeable as well.
And that can be exchanged.
Yeah, that is what makes me think actually, well, this is possibly worth the investment, because if it does go wrong, you're not going to be paying 320 quid for a new one of those.
You're just paying a small fee.
A small fee, whatever it is, we don't know yet.
I mean, I think just looking at that, if I wanted to, the way I work and things is the smoke has going to be coming from my hands essentially when the magic's happening. That is in completely the right position, well hidden to do it. Yeah. With Nothing 2.0, of course, I could do that.
But you also have to have a remote.
But it would be tricky. It would be tricky. The only thing about Nothing 2.0 is if I wanted the smoke to appear somewhere else, it was a better solution for that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a different effect.
It's a different effect. So I reckon every close-up performance.
How do you know how to trigger this? It's the crown triggers it, doesn't it? And there's another way. I think he said there was a.
So the crown and that button there. So you press that.
Fine.
Press that, and that's.
Oh,
one
fine.
way.
So literally just coming across like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So just having your hand. Okay, that's cool.
Or just tap the table with it, didn't you?
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, we'll try and let Dave show us it work.
Well, I suppose we better go and watch instructions, haven't we?
All right. Well, we'll be back. We might be in different shirts because it's home time. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
I'm taking that home.
No, you're not.
I am.
This is your home.
Hello. We're back. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for you. And how are you feeling?
All right. I'm excited. I'm
Good.
excited because we unveiled, we unboxed the fabulous
Smoke
Smoke
Watch
which,
by
Miranda.
Mr. Zhao. Miranda.
Zhao.
Zhao. Beautiful Zhao. We love Zhao. And this is the watch. This is the Smoke Watch. So Zhao's Smoke Watch, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna do a little performance of it.
Let me get it out.
It's already out.
Where is it?
It's on my wrist. Which is
I
good
thought
because
that
you've
was
got-
an Apple 4 watch.
There we
Would you
go.
believe it?
Oh, would you believe it? So this is the Smoke Watch by Zhao. If you want to get a look, Mila. So it sits really nicely on the wrist. You can't see anything strange. I know now you are looking for it, but your smoke is going to come out from this little chamber here. So to show you it in action, all you've got to do, you can press either the strap or the crown. Couldn't remember the name of it here. But then if you you do your vanish, there's a bit of smoke involved here, and you will see that we get a good amount of smoke for any form of vanish or anything. Doesn't smell at all. He's being a fool. But that is how good the Smoke Watch is. Savan, you've never seen that before, have you?
That is brilliant.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it gives you loads and loads of smoke. You can change the settings on the internal of the watch, so you can have it pump smoke for 3 seconds or 5 seconds.
Ooh.
That's the 5 second because I wanted a bit more. But obviously it's nice to be adaptable. There is a 30-second delay that you need to know this. There's a 30-second delay afterwards, so you can only do it once, let it cool down for 30 seconds. I just got a little buzz then, so it's now ready to do again. Should I want
is that so you don't overheat it?
Correct. So that's exactly why. So you don't overheat the coil. So they've really thought about all of the sort of safety, all of the longevity of the watch, and all the features that go with it. So if you haven't bought Spectro Touch by Zhao Miranda, this next bit might go over your head. But if you have bought it, they've added the technology that they did in Spectro Touch to this. So basically, every time you turn the watch on, you have to program the delay. Does that make sense?
Not with that switch.
Not with the switch. Not with the switch.
Oh, okay.
The switch is a one-off inside the actual watch. But when you turn the watch on, you get a buzz, and then you can either click it 3 times and leave it, and that will give you a 3-second delay before the smoke comes out, or you can click it 5 times and have a 5-second delay.
Hang on, right. Okay.
I'll show you now. Right.
No, I got that bit. So why did I have to adjust it inside the watch earlier?
So that is how much smoke is portrayed. That's how long the smoke is made for.
Oh, so not the delay.
Not the delay. It's how long the smoke is made for.
Right,
So
okay.
inside. I'll explain that again. So inside the watch, there's a little switch that's 3 seconds to 5 seconds. That's how much smoke is produced, whether it's produced for 3 seconds or for 5 seconds. The delay itself, I'll give you an example. So I'm just going to turn it off. You won't see anything on the watch, but it's just vibrated to tell me it's off now. Okay. So if I want to set this for 3 seconds, I'm going to hold it down for 5 till it turns on. I don't know if you can hear this.
No. Did it vibrate?
It's vibrated now. So if I do 1, 2, 3, and then I have to wait for up to 10 seconds for it to vibrate again. And that's now.
19.
So now if I trigger the watch, it will go 1, 2, 3, and then I'll get my smoke appearing with that delay. And it does look brilliant, doesn't it? Now there is a bit of noise. Okay, we've got to be honest with you. There is a little bit of noise, but we are in an incredibly quiet environment here. If you're performing this for anybody, you know, if you're doing a show...
Other than your mirror.
Huh? Other than a mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're performing this for anybody else in a normal environment, that noise is just going to fly.
Could you hear it earlier?
Not really.
No?
But then I don't really look for
You
stuff
don't
like that.
really listen.
Right, but normally you're not performing it in a quiet magic shop, is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So they've built in all of these features. Zhao does teach a few routines that you can do with it, which is a nice addition, but honestly, that's not what you're buying this for. You're buying this for the technology and the manufacturing skills that have gone into the watch. The routines, you can do any routine that you'd want in order to produce smoke.
I mean, does he
Teaches
other
like
than a vanish?
he teaches like an ash trick, which is a bit like double cross, where ash goes onto someone's hand, so you encase their hand and the smoke comes out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So he teaches that, and he teaches a couple of other things as well. He tells you about some of his favourite vanishes that you can, on other products that you can then go and look into if you so wish. But really, you know, if you're doing sponge balls and you want a vanish at the end, you could do it that way. You could do it with anything you want, really. But
big question. When you put it on, you were worried you were gonna burn yourself.
I was, yeah. So this, if you want to come in close to me, look, I was a bit concerned. There was no mention of this on the the download at all. This is the bit this is the heat coil here. It's by my hand. Now, as you can see there, I've got a flap of skin that would go over that. Now, that hasn't bothered me at all. There was one moment when I first tried it that I felt a warmth, but by warmth, the same as somebody breathing on my hand. It wasn't hot in any way. And because you've got that 30-second delay afterwards, I think that's never going to get that hot. But when I'm performing it, if I'm doing a vanish, I suppose I've got the item supposedly in this hand. My hand's kind of angled down anyway. So you see the flap of skin's no longer over that. But I'd maybe just be a bit wary of that. You're cupping your hand anyway, so I don't think it's that much of an issue. But show you one more time so you can do the crown or the strap. There's the crown. I've had the vibration. 1, 2, 3, and a little squeeze. And we get the smoke. That really is good, isn't it? What a cool piece of theatre. So yeah, so you saw the unboxing. You've seen the product. It looks like an ordinary watch. The only downside for me personally is there's no element of time at all on the watch. And as a performer that sort of times his show, I'd quite like to just have even just a stopwatch would be helpful. But I do understand there's a lot of work that's gone into the inside of this.
You'll have your Turner watch on.
I'll have my Turner watch up here. I'll have my Apple Watch over here. Yeah, I'll have the grandfather clock behind me.
Stack watch.
Yeah, all of those watches as well. So I guess I don't. I
actually think for a production of a vanish, smoke at your fingertips
with no sleeves.
I've got absolutely no doubt, and I'd recommend that to anybody.
Yep, and I think because they've put in all those safety features, I think it will last you a long, long time. So that is the Smoke Watch Pro, I believe it's called, by the wonderful Zhao Miranda.
Call, you won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest?
Rabbit, bunny, rabbit, jabber, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, jabber, rabbit.